Greetings, one and all. It's been a few days, maybe a couple of weeks actually, since I've been here, but once again, something has just tweaked me, and I feel the need to express myself. As you know, this past weekend, we commemorated the 15th anniversary of the 9/11 events, and as a result of some conversations on my Facebook page, another inconsistency in human nature struck me that I felt compelled to comment on. It gets really frustrating sometimes, and understand I'm not trying to set myself up as the smartest guy in the room. Okay, there are things I don't know, and I readily admit when I don't know something. But I do want to find out, and I do want to learn, and I do look for answers. And on my Facebook page, as many of you may have noticed, I ask a lot of questions. Some questions apparently make some people feel uncomfortable because they don't want to contemplate the reality of what I'm asking about. And rather than address the questions, they prefer to just kind of be snarky and make fun of you and, you know, act like you're crazy for even asking the questions. These same people are people who ordinarily on their own page will post things about lies and deceit and transparency and how they expect the truth from their government and et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And so apparently they recognize and are willing to acknowledge that the government lies to us, has lied to us in the past, and no doubt will continue to lie to us because we accept it, we put up with it, we let them get away with it. Then they turn around, and when a story is presented, for example, the events of 9/11, which leave many of us with questions remaining, and we don't feel like we've gotten the whole story, we feel like we've been deceived by many things, we're not supposed to talk about that. We're not supposed to ask about that. We're crazy for even bringing it up. And they cite as their source for believing this the government and the mainstream media. The same two sources, and of course the phone's going to ring now, the same two sources that ordinarily they don't believe at all, just refuse to believe them. They tell you, they will tell anyone who will listen that the government lies to you and the media lies to you and they have agendas, and these agendas do not include being honest with the American people, and they are deceitful and they are not transparent. All of these things they will tell you. But then when you ask a question about the events of 9/11 that in your mind don't add up, they talk about you like you're crazy. I don't get it. I really don't. You have to ask yourself, as I do, are these people really that dumb that they believe what they're saying, or do they honestly believe it? Do they sincerely, honestly buy the narrative? And either way, it doesn't make sense to me. When it comes to gun control, for example, they will tell you how the media will cover up things, how they will hide stories from you, how they will lie to you about what happened in a particular shooting here or there, or how they didn't tell you about a good guy using a gun because that would go against their agenda, and they don't want you to know about that. So they recognize that the media lies to us. So why do you think they wouldn't lie to you about the events of 9/11? Now, of course, the first response is, what do you think, it was an inside job? Well, what the hell do you mean by inside job? Do you mean, do I think George Bush did it? I don't know. Frankly, I don't think the man could tie his own shoes without help, but that's just me. Maybe you think differently. But whether inside job means you think someone in our government did it, or someone at the World Trade Center did it, or whatever, something happened, and the story we got from the NIST and from the media just doesn't add up. Now, these same people See, this is where my frustration comes in. These same people who make their snarky little comments and want to poke fun at you and try to marginalize you and make you look like you're a dummy and you don't know what you're talking about and you're just some crazy conspiracy nut, then turn around and on their page, on their Facebook pages, start talking about, well, I think Hillary's got this. I think Hillary's got that. Look how sick she is. Something's wrong with Hillary. The news media is covering it up. Somebody's lying to us. They're not telling us the truth. She's sick and they're covering it up. Seriously? You're going to sit there and post that and then turn around and call me crazy because I don't believe the entire story about 9/11? So you're not a conspiracy nut, but I am. You're not crazy, but I am. How do you get there? I mean, how do you not see, if you honestly don't at this point see it, how do you not see the double standard you've created, the hypocrisy of what you're doing? I could just as easily come on your page and point out to you that, no, she's just got pneumonia or she overheated, because, you know, candidates for president have to wear bulletproof vests because they're targets for assassination, and those bulletproof vests can get really hot on a 77-degree day with low humidity. Come on, guys. Just wake up and acknowledge that you don't know the whole story, and that it's not crazy to ask questions and to demand answers. And I've posted stuff on my Facebook page that explain what might have happened. People who've certainly done more research than I have, people who have access to information that I don't have access to. But you don't bother to watch that, do you? Because immediately when you look at the title of the video or you see who it is doing the video, you say, that's crazy. Now, they're wrong. I'm not going to listen because I don't need to listen, because I know the whole story, because the government told me. And the media backed them up, and the media echoed it, and the media said it was true. So that must be what happened. But then the next news story that comes out that grates on your nerves, or that you don't like, or that you think is bullshit, you're going to turn right around and say, oh, see, the media's lying to us again. See, the government's lying to us again. Come on, guys. You can't have it both ways. Either it's okay to ask questions about this stuff without being termed crazy, or anything you ask questions about makes you a crazy conspiracy nut. Make up your minds. Which is it going to be?